Right.
the foundation that y'all instilled in me. So,
Okay.
like, I might have went out here and did a little something,
Right.
but at the end of the day, like, it always played in my mind, like, no, like, you're a Christian, you're not supposed to do this, you know what I mean? So, it
Yeah.
was, the foundation is always there.
Good, good. Well, I'm not gonna ask you what you did, so I don't have to go back and retro some punishment that you might have.
Punishment.
Well, blessings, everyone, and thank you for joining me here with another episode of Chillin with the Bishop. I am your host, Bishop Rodney Thompson, and I thank God today that I'm so blessed to be able to be here with I was about to say my youngest daughter, but my only daughter, but my youngest child, by the way, my lovely daughter, Keana. And a few weeks ago we had the opportunity to sit down. I did, and to be able to talk with your brother and just share some ins and outs and some things concerning, you all being raised in the home to where your parents was both in ministry, and not just in ministry, but actually you all are PKs, we had the opportunity to chop it up a little bit and just talk about some things. And he, just let me know how he felt in some areas. And it was a blessing. It was truly an honor to be able to sit down with him. And I'm excited to be able to sit down and talk with you today. And so I want to just, excuse me, get a take from you on, you growing up in the house with ministry, and even though now you're part of the ministry, you're flowing in the ministry, God is really using you in different areas of the ministry. But how was it? Just talk to the people a little bit, talk to your dad a little bit, or the bishop a little bit, and just, let me know how things were with you growing up. I know a few times we had to, butt heads and yank some collars and tussle a little bit, but look at us. Go ahead.
So I would say we had a good life.
Good life, not a great life, huh?
We had a good life.
Okay, we leave it at good.
It was a little hard
Okay.
sometimes. Not because of like y'all, but because being a PK is actually pretty hard.
Okay.
You want to do certain things that your friends do. And,
I respect that.
Because your parents are in ministry and people are watching you and looking at you. You can't do things that you want to do because you have a standard that you have to live up to, pretty much. People judge you because you're a PK.
You know what? Let me stop you for 1 minute, because I love the fact that you said that, because I was about to ask you, excuse me, my voice a little scratchy, but I was about to ask you that, was the standard set from us, or was it something that the people expected of you? And you cleared that up without me having to ask the question, and you're so right about that, because people do hold you all to a higher standard. But go ahead.
Even growing up in ministry with other people's kids, their kids could do whatever they wanted to do, but the minute that you did something, they looked at you like you were the problem.
Right.
Sometimes I felt like it was a double standard in the house.
Okay.
Because my brother could do certain things that I couldn't do. But, as I got older and, I sat down and thought about it, it was just y'all protecting me. It wasn't the fact that y'all didn't want me to go out here. It was just y'all protecting me from things that I shouldn't have to deal with.
Right.
Go through,
Right.
And now that I'm older and I'm honestly,
hopefully a little more wiser,
a
little more stronger.
I'm honestly a lot more thankful for you guys.
Oh, praise God.
Protecting me from certain
And that's
things.
great to hear.
Yes.
Good. And that's good, because I wanted to share when you said the point of you felt there was a double standard, but I thank you. I thank God, because I'm kind of glad you felt that way, because it lets me know that I was able to accomplish my goal, and my goal was to keep you protected, because you being a young girl, I didn't want you to get hurt. I didn't want you to have to go through a lot of the issues that I know young girls can sometimes go through, whether in the ministry or out the ministry, in the church or out the church. But I wanted to make sure you didn't have to deal with those things as a young man growing up and not growing up in the things of God. I allowed myself to be into the positions and things that I probably shouldn't have. Well, there ain't no probably that I shouldn't have done some things that I shouldn't have, and I didn't want you to have to deal with that from young men my desire and goal was to keep you protected. In fact, if you can remember, I used to always tell you all how I prayed when your mother was first pregnant, that it would be a boy, because I felt I could raise him up to be a young man, and then he could be the protector over you if something ever happened to me. So that was good. I'm glad that you felt that way in a sense, because that was the aim, to try to protect you. And I mean, God has really blessed you. You really grown. You're doing some great things, not just in the ministry, but even employment wise with the school. You're being able to be a blessing to the young kids and with the teachers. And also, I think that what we tried to do in some sense was accomplished, but then in some other senses, I know you wasn't an angel and everything wasn't peachy cream. So,
I mean, I did stray away a little, but I wouldn't say like I was a buck wild, because
Right.
I've had the foundation,
Right.
the foundation that y'all instilled in me. So,
Okay.
like, I might have went out here and did a little something,
Right.
but at the end of the day, like, it always played in my mind, like, no, like, you're a Christian, you're not supposed to do this, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
the foundation is always there.
Good. Well, I'm not gonna ask you what you did, so I don't have to go back and retro some punishment that you might have
Punishment.
that you might have should have received. But no, it was good. It was good. So, how do you feel now? You're almost 30 years old. You have a nice friend. You are, like I said, in the things of God. God has blessed you with a nice job. I know your desire is not just to be on a job, but you've been working from time to time behind the scenes, trying to get your clothing business going. Mm-hmm. So, how do you feel about life now, and where are you at with some things?
I feel like I've grown a lot.
Yeah.
Like some things, like the clothing business, I never thought that I would have even, like, I've had a desire to do it, but I never thought that I would even do it.
Right.
But I mean, when you put your trust and your faith in God, doors open up. So even the school thing, like, I was contracted for 6 years. It took me 6 years to get where I am today.
Right.
So, like, but again, it was all through God.
Right. Right. Well, that's a blessing, and I want to just share with folk also, because there may be individuals who listen to this here who are not necessarily what I would call who would say that they're Christians, but I want them to know also that, we understand that God blesses us, open doors, and gives us opportunities, but also there was some perseverance on your part, because there was a lot of times you felt like giving up. Oh, yeah. You felt like going in different directions. You felt like doing other things, and you wasn't always sure where you wanted to go with things, but you kind of stayed the course, I'll say, and you maintain a persistency in the goals that you had. And even though you haven't reached all of them yet, some of them are truly starting to come to fruition right now. And I would say that was because of your consistency, your pushing, and your desire to, keep going through, even though doors tried to stop you.
I mean, like the Bible says, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
So you can have faith all day, but until you work it, what can you have?
That's a powerful statement right there. You have to do something on your part.
Right.
And one thing I like your mother always says,
There's a you part,
go ahead.
and then there's a God part.
There's a God part and a people part.
Right.
And when we trust God to do his part, as a people, we have to do our part. And what I realized is a lot of people don't want to do their part, but they want other parts to be done.
Right.
So it's a blessing that you realize that, and I watch you grow over the years. I shall say, and I watch you come to a place of maturity. And even though Dad at times want to still deal with the little girl,
Like
I understand that that you're a little older now, you're a little wiser now, you're a lot stronger now. But you've done some great things, and you're doing some great things that are allowing you to be able to, as I was stating earlier, really be a blessing to others. And I'm so proud of you, and I'm grateful for the road you've taken thus far in life, and how you've desired to not just make life about you. Because you've always been one, and your brother in the same, have always been one to want to be a help to others, want to be a blessing to others. You will give your last that you have to make sure somebody else is blessed. And, that's a great thing, and I'm glad to see that now, and to see how things are opening. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, one of the main reasons why we do that is because we've seen you and Mom do it.
Okay.
Y'all led by example. Y'all taught us how to do that, so that's the things that we do.
Okay. Great. Well, daughter, I am so grateful and blessed that you was able to spend a little time with me here today in Chillin, or the I was about to say the Bishop's Corner, but in this episode of Chillin with the Bishop, and I pray that somebody heard something that will encourage and bless their life. Thank you so much for being with me. Why you give me this hand? There you go.
Because RJ said.
Oh, I ain't thinking about RJ.
If you do.
Come on. I love you, daughter. And thanks again for being here with me today.
Thanks for inviting me.